right now, so we talk about what happened on Saturday. It was the Spiritual Baptist Liberation Day commemorations, and here to tell us more about it is Bishop Marlon Riley. Hello.
Hi, morning.
And Reverend Kessel Bayer. Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen. Good to have you on the program, and you know TTT was with you guys all the way on Saturday up at Eddie Hart Grounds,
very much so.
We're very happy to have you in studio
It's
this
a pleasure
morning.
to be here.
I know that on Friday we spoke a bit about Spiritual Baptist Liberation Day, but we wanted to continue the conversation today.
Great.
First of all, question. You hear Spiritual Baptist, you hear Shouter Baptist, Spiritual Shouter Baptist. What is the correct?
All is one and the same. The correct terminology will be Spiritual Baptist, as it were.
Right.
The only reason why the word shouter would have been included in there would have been a derogatory concept based on the colonial slave masters.
Right.
Where they would have included the word shouter to give the concept of the Baptist community being loud and boisterous as it were.
Right.
So shouter is really a derogatory concept on the colonial slave masters' part. However, shouter is quite fine or quite okay simply because it identifies this is what this group of people does.
Right.
They shout.
Right.
And they shout here in concept or in a arithmetic way, in giving praise and glory to their God. This is their way of basically praising their God. So there's nothing wrong with it, as it were.
Okay, so I just wanted to clear that up.
Yeah, fine.
Let's talk a bit about the table that you would prepare and some of the items that are on it, like the vessels and what they're used for.
Well, good morning again. And the goblet, we have the bell, which is most one of the greatest symbols in our faith. You know, we use this for the call to worship. You know, we use this to bless. We use it to do many things. This is the main symbol of our spirituality.
Right.
You know, some people will say they hear the call in the wilderness. You know, and you ring the bell, and when you ring the bell, it signifies the strength and the power that we carry from time to time.
Right. And then there's the goblet and the calabash.
Let me just elaborate on that a little bit now. In the Baptist community, just like in other various religious groups, as it were, every particular group has particular things that they would use to identify the way in which they conduct or carry on their worship.
Right.
This will be considered as ritualistic in nature. So in the Spiritual Baptist community, they would use the goblet, and the goblet is just a water pitcher.
Right.
That's something that you'll use to carry water with. It is used mainly to identify fertility. Simply because when we use it at times, you will see that the elders of the faith or members or practitioners, devotees of the faith, will pour water out of it onto the earth. It's a symbol of a libation. It's a symbol of saying you're giving praise back to God, back to the earth, because the earth is from which all of us came.
Right.
So therefore, they would use this goblet. Now, in the Baptist community, there is a male goblet and there's a female goblet.
Okay.
And they both carries a different concept in relation to what you would use them for at particular time in your religious or your ritual, as it were. There's also things such as the calabash. And you would hear the simplest practitioner of the faith say that when we use a calabash, it represents a boat, it represents the church, it represents the diversity of the church. And we recognize that. Then they would use things like a lota. And anybody looking at a lota will say, that look kind of a Hindu or Indian persuasion.
Yeah.
And we can say rightfully so, because the Spiritual Baptist is all inclusive, all incorporative. We allow persons of all different ethnicity to be a part of a practitioner of, even though it is Afrocentric. It's rooted in the African tradition, as it were.
Right.
It gives an opportunity for all persons of all different groups to be involved. So we ask the lota. Then they will have a lot of crystals. There's a lot of glasses that is used, and you would hear a devotee of the faith say, this gives a sort of awakening to the Chinese diaspora. And again, it brings us to mind that when coming to the Baptist faith, all is included, all is involved, all is given that opportunity to exercise their faith in every way that they see is possible. So these are some of the things that they would use in their ritualistic practices.
And to be spiritual is also meaning we are universal.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Now, as you're saying, it's all embracing. You know, you hear of Shouter Baptist, Spiritual Baptist. You also hear of Orisha. What's the difference?
Well, the difference in the Orisha is that it's a different way of worship.
Right.
You know, we as Spiritual Baptists, we are more considered to follow Christ. We are Christians. We are Christian believers.
Okay.
You know, we believe that Jesus is the true Son of the living God. You know, and their way of worship, they are fully Afrocentric, but we are diverse.
Okay.
You know, and in being diverse, they don't structure Christ in their worship. Yes, but we do.
Okay.
Right, and it's just a different name Just a different name, but they still worship God.
Right.
So we don't condemn.
Right.
Amen?
So you gentlemen are dressed in full regalia, and I understand that the clothing carries significance.
Right.
Tell me more about that.
One of the things that is very important in the Baptist community, just like when I drive out of here and driving down Marval Road, a guy that is a police officer comes to the center of the road and just raises his hands to stop me. I'm concerned if he is not dressed in his police uniform.
Right.
Because he can be an imposter. Yeah? So clothing identifies the individual. Clothing makes me know this is a fire officer. Clothing makes me know this is a policeman. Clothing makes me know this is who they are. In the spiritual Baptist community, it is the same thing on a spiritual basis. Some of our elders will wear particular clothing that will identify them in relation to the positioning that it holds in the faith. So they are positioning such as a prover, positioning such as a diver, they are positioning such as a stargazer. These are different things that person, watchman by the door. And from the time you look on these people, because of their different clothing, you would be able to identify this person is of a particular level within the faith.
So what's the difference between a prover and a diver?
The difference between the prover simply is when their persons comes into the faith and they claim that they would have walked through the realms of the spirit, as it were, there need to be somebody to identify this is really. So it's like a test.
Okay.
It's like children sitting SEA come Thursday. You are only allowing them to go through SEA because there must be examiners to prove if they really understand what they would have learned for the semester, what they would have been in school for. Yeah?
So if you are part of the spiritual Baptist faith, you would know what the clothing signifies once you see it.
Definitely.
Yeah. And I understand there's a difference between like mother, teacher, bishop, and so on. So you're a bishop.
Yes.
And you would be a reverend. So what you're wearing signifies, or it's different?
What we are wearing here would not signify the position in relation to the faith itself, in relation to the operations of the faith. What we are wearing is like kurtas.
Okay.
This is like, or tunics as they would call it.
Right.
This is simply identifies you within the faith, operating in a particular manner or operating at a particular level, but it does not identify, okay, well, because he has on a tunic, he's a bishop.
Right.
Or because he has on a tunic, he's a reverend minister.
But
right?
there are particular pieces of clothing
Definitely,
that do that.
definitely.
And Reverend Kessel, what about the young people? How vibrant are they, or how active are they in the faith?
Oh, we are very, very, very active in the faith. I am still young. Yeah, mind you, I'm still young.
Yes.
And I am proud. I am proud to be a spiritual Baptist. I am proud for the way that my ancestors and our forefathers, that they have laid a proper foundation for us. And we are so proud that they have taken us to one level, and it's now our duty to take the faith to another level, because they could have brought us thus far. So we want to be able to continue to shine a bright light and be that light, an example to our community and our environment, as it so goes.
Okay, well, I want to thank you both gentlemen, Bishop Marlon Riley and Reverend Kessel Baye, for coming on this morning and giving us some more information about Spiritual Baptist Liberation Day and about the faith. Yeah, so
great.
Thank you.
We do hope that they'll get an opportunity to even share more at another time, because there is so much to share in relation to the faith. Yeah? So thank you for being here.
Thank you for coming. Well, we're taking a few messages. When we come back, we have so much more here on the program, so stay with us.